Hello. Let's see. Hey, everybody. I'm doing a surprise stream right now. I'm just kind of checking things out. Let's see. Did it post? Oh, yes. Haha. It did post. Let's see if it posted everywhere it's supposed to. Probably not. Did not post there. That's alright if it didn't post everywhere. How you guys doing? I am just preparing my lecture. I don't think anyone's here. No one's really seen this yet. It's totally fine. I'm going to post the link. So let's go to Twitch. Log in. It's been a while since I logged in, so I don't even know if it works still. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about it right now. I think we're going to do totally fine just how we are. Is anybody in the chat yet? Let's see. 8 people. There we go. It's been a while since I logged in, so I don't even know if it works still. Cool, sounds like you can hear me. Yeah, so I'm just kind of testing this out. I'm going to be doing a lecture at the end of the month. I bought, hey, Camilla. I bought a new mic and new video camera and all that, but that hasn't come in the mail yet. So I'm just kind of, setting things up. Honestly, I did not plan this. This is just like off the cuff. Hey, let's just go live just so I can kind of practice at it again because I haven't done it in a while. Yeah, so I'm going to do animation and rigging lecture at the end of this month. And that is going to be going through the whole pipeline in making games. I've been working in the game industry for over a decade now. And I've launched at least, like 9 games. So almost a game every year. I worked in mobile a lot, stuff like that. So a lot of small games, and then they've been just getting bigger and bigger recently. And right now I'm at Digimancy Entertainment, run by George Zeitz. He's been a game designer in the game industry for a while. Yeah, so that's kind of what I'm doing now. And yeah, I'm not here to entertain right now, honestly. I'm just here it's kind of like, just get a grasp of doing the live streaming stuff again and really just seeing if everything is working right when I need it to. And I figured, I'm going to be doing this anyway. I might as well just go live while I'm doing it. I don't even know if this file works or not. I got to find a file right now, so that's not fun either. But ask me anything. I work in the game industry. I'm an animator, rigging, animation. I do VFX, all that fun jazz, visual stuff. Anything that moves on a screen, I'll basically set up. Yeah, if anyone's interested in the game industry or animation in general, please just post it, because I can see the chat here. I'm using StreamYard, so it has all my chats right in one nice place, which wasn't working the last time I used this thing, so it's awesome that it's working now. All right, so I'm going to try to find... Yeah, no problem, man. I'll ask if I need any help. I'm doing all right. I'm waiting for my new stuff to come. So I just hit the table. I have a new mic coming. My mic and video right now are garbage. So as you can see, so they're going to be better next time this actually goes live. So my lecture at the end of the month, I guess I should kind of go into that a little bit more. My lecture at the end of the month is actually private. It's not going to be out streaming live. It's going to be private, and I have a sign up for that, and I'm doing it via Discord, the private channel, my Discord channel, or my Discord server that I run, and a lot of cool people there. Oh, cool, I've posted. Sorry, I have an automatic thing so I'm going to be doing this. Right now I do use Unity. I've launched games in Unreal and Unity, both of them. There's ups and downs, positive, pluses and minuses for both. This demonstration will be both going through the pipeline for rigging an animation for Unity, and then I'm going to bring it into Unreal, showing an animation state machine. I'm probably going to have, so there's going to be a lot. I'm going to be touching the very beginning of the pipeline, starting at the skeleton, the rig, and showing kind of like how I polish animation. I'm not going to be able to create an animation from scratch all in one. It's like a 2-hour thing. So I'm not going to be able to do that. So I'm going to have some animations ready. I'm going to kind of polish them up a little bit just to show my workflow, bring them into Unity. I'm probably going to already have a state machine set up there and then kind of add something to it. And I'm going to go out of there. You're going to know all the export settings and everything. And then I'm going to go to Unreal, do the same thing. It literally using the same character, same skeleton. It's the same process for both engines. Just they both work a little bit different, but it's not that big of a deal. So yeah, if anybody is interested on that whole process, like, you know how to animate, but you have no idea how to get it into a game, or you're just starting out making games, whatever, I'll go through that whole process. I'm basically a tech animator at this point. I don't do a ton of programming, which some tech animators do, but I know like all the technical stuff around, how integrating assets. So I guess if you had like a scale of art to tech, I'm like more towards the art, but like kind of tech. And there's some people that are like more towards the tech side and not as much the art. So there's like a whole mix of people just depending on the team they're on. When is it happening? Oh, it's happening at the end of the month. So, I mean, there's going to be different other lectures too. Let me post a link. Let me post a link via my phone because I don't think I can post a link via my computer with StreamYard on LinkedIn. Hold on one second. The sign up is via Calendly, which is a pretty badass tool that I found recently for scheduling things. Some people are sending me links to Calendly, and I was like, oh, cool. And then I added integration into it, and it's like just pretty baller. All right, here we go. Paste. There we go. So that's my Calendly with the signups. The different things you can do, like I could do one-on-one stuff. We can sit down like, hey, this is your portfolio. This is what you need to work on. If you're going to be going to film, maybe you should do more acting pieces. If you're going into games, maybe you should do more emotes and idles and locomotion and action. And if you're trying to do everything, that's probably not the right thing to do. Like, I'll sit down with anybody that wants to sit down. I just posted the link actually on LinkedIn. I need to post it now in other things as well, because I'm on Twitch and YouTube right now. So I'll post that Twitch, YouTube as well. Yeah, so I'm not pushing anyone to do anything, but it's there. If you guys want to sign up for it, cool. If not, it's cool too. I will link the Discord server that I run, which is free and a really cool place to be. I will link that. I'll make, right now on the fly, I will make a invite. This is what happens when you just kind of like wing. Oh God, my brain doesn't work on the fly like this. Invite. Yes, I'm really selling this. What's going to be? Expire never. Why do I have to select if it's going to expire or not? Copy. Okay. We got Discord invite here, which, boy, it's annoying that. Let's see. Yep. Okay, so it posted to there. Now to post to LinkedIn, which doesn't work on the computer, to make another invite via my phone. And if I actually planned this out, I would have had these copied and pasted or copied into a thing already to very quickly do. But I'm a spur of the moment kind of guy sometimes. So, comes with some rough edges. That's just how I am, I guess. Rough around the edges. Yeah, so I'm going to get into... Well, hold on. Let's see if somebody asked me something. I think something similar to Gorillaz music. Ooh, that's fun. Yeah, if you like doing... Well, That's interesting. So Gorillas, there is some traditional animation there. They do have a music video that has 3D with cell shading on it, so there is 3D in some of their stuff. But overall, yes, they do have like a 2D style, really dynamic style. This is fun. I like talking about this stuff. Workflow. Man, it depends on what you want to do. So you could just fake it. You could just have 3D characters with cell shading, not cell. I call it cell shading. It's kind of like cartoon shading, whatever, illustrated shading on it. You can do that if you find a good enough shader that somebody has written. There's plenty out there that make things look like they're drawn. And there's shows coming out now made in Unreal that basically look like hand-drawn shows, except for the fact that, it looks so perfect that it has to be not hand-drawn, because there's no way you can draw everything. Yeah, so Unreal has plenty of, there's shows coming out right now that look like they're hand-drawn. So you could do 3D if you want. If you really like drawing a lot, I would just do 2D. What's it called? Toon Boom. I can't think on the fly. Toon Boom for 2D, kind of puppet plus 2D drawing stuff. A lot of cool shows are coming out with that right now. And I say shows because, I mean, you see Gorillas, and that's like pretty high quality. That's not, a Gorilla style game would be pretty freaking awesome now that I'm thinking about it. Should write that down. Yeah, so let's get into nothing, because I'm just getting set up here. So I'm not actually demonstrating anything right now. I'm going to try to open a file and see if it works. So that's why you're all here, to see if this file works, which is very exciting for everyone I know. I just decided to live stream my process of kind of getting things set up and seeing like what's going to work. So I'm going to use the Team Fortress rig. If anyone has any questions, I guess there's probably some people here that weren't before. Oh, what's your favorite thing about animation? Me? Oh, Camilla, my favorite thing about animation? Sorry, let me go back through. My mind's going a million miles a second right now. I wanted to make sure I get everyone's questions. If anyone has questions, answer them. So Maya, I'm using Maya. I'm going to be using Maya. Taking a rig, character that I've animated, rigged, whatever. It won't be my rig actually in this case, but yeah, I'm going to take that and I'm bringing it into Unity, and then I'm going to bring it into Unreal, use state machines, all that, and get it all set up. That's what I'm doing at my lecture at the end of the month, which I posted a link, should be posted, for how to sign up for that. If you want one-on-one instruction, there's sign up for that too. All that fun stuff. Yeah. So that's kind of how, a very quick thing, again, for people that haven't heard. For my favorite thing about animation, man, that's such a broad question. So for me, this is an interesting story time. I wanted to be a game designer when I was growing up for a long time. The animation wasn't really in my life until high school. In high school, I started doing stop motion animation, this program called 3D, or actually no, so we used Legos at first, and there was like a Lego camera and stuff, and it was really fun. And we started using clay, and then I got into the computer. There was this program called 3D Movie Maker, and that was quite fun. There was like pre-canned animations, and you could like key the guys moving around in the environment, and you can make spheres and different effects and sounds and all, and make a whole movie. It was really bad, but it was, so you couldn't move the camera. There was no camera movement, but we faked it. So a couple times, I don't know why we did this, but we would align the whole background with like objects, and then we would key on every frame all those objects moving to get camera movement. So we would do it every once, like wouldn't do it very many things, but like we did tricks like that. And there was some pretty violent stuff where we would like figure out how to like decapitate people by duplicating the same model twice and hiding part of it, and like just stupid high school stuff. Yeah, so yeah, we did some of that kind of. It takes me way back. That's kind of how I started stop motion. Then I went into that stupid 3D program, and then I realized that we're learning in real program was easier than we're learning that one. So that was my journey a little bit. That my journey is much longer than that. That was part of my journey. But which I'll probably go into at some point during my lectures, just kind of how I started. I've touched very briefly during this live stream right now. So it'll be fun. I'm going to look at this file before I run out of time. Hopefully I answered everyone's question that I was just rambling on about. And hello, new people. If there is new people, it looks like there is. About 8 people watching right now. Very cool. All right, guys. Let me find this file. If you have any questions, please ask. Docs. GCR. I'm just going to be talking out loud just to fill space at this point. That wasn't it. Trying to find a file. It's very exciting right now. Sorry, guys. This is, for anyone that's confused, this is an impromptu stream just to kind of, I'm getting ready for a lecture, and I know maybe if people have questions or whatever, they can ask me questions, but otherwise, I'm just kind of hanging out and doing whatever. My lecture, I was saying before, I haven't got I have a new camera and I have a new mic. I haven't set those up yet. They're coming in the manual. All right. I don't even know where it is. I really don't. Because I was doing stuff. Sterling animation. Patreon? It's Patreon? No. I'll get it. We'll get it. Before the end of the stream, I promise I'll find these files and I'll open them. No. Animation stream. Ooh, I think I found it. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. All right, I'm going to share my screen real quick. Is anyone still there? Anyone at all? It's LinkedIn tells you there's people there. It looks like it's still working. Cool. Yeah. Fun stuff. Let's do this. So I did early last year when I started live streaming for my first time. I showed some animation. And I did an animation. This animation I probably took like an hour. I only spent an hour on it, so it's not done. In my lecture, I'm going to be using the Scout rig from Team Fortress 2. Surprise! It's just a good rig. I like it because it's actually sort of broken now, so I'm going to be able to fix it and show people how to fix things, which is fun. Because it's so old. Like that game, when did that game come out? 2006? 2005? Somebody tell me when Team Fortress 2 came out. Yeah, it's been a long time. And so the rig for that game, it works still in Maya, but it's not perfect. Let me see if I can. I got to keep this up so I can see it, and I have to do this at the same time. See if I can just share the window of Maya. So I'm opening up Maya. Would you snack on your own? What are you talking about, man? Somebody's being real weird right now. Hey, man. This is not what you think it is. Somebody from Twitch is just going way on. It just has too much time in their hands, man. But if you want to learn how to animate, man, stick around and you can stop trolling if you want. But you can keep trolling if you want to. I don't care. Share screen. Share screen. Autodesk Maya. Prepare to be amazed. Allow. I want to allow this. Yes. Oh, yes. Perfect. Okay, so it's a little weird dimensions. It's a little bigger there. So I just need enough space to see the chat at the same time that I'm doing this. This is very good for me, like practice for me for when I'm actually going to go live with this stuff. There we go. All right. I have to remember not to full screen this because then I will lose the chat. It's just give me as much space as I can. I don't need the channel box right now, I guess. I'll leave it just in case I need it. I don't know. Cool. So TF2 with HD textures the same. I mean, I'm sure there has been so HD textures in TF2 actually would not do anything because it's all in the shaders. It's like literally all in the shaders. Like these, if you look at the textures, there's like barely anything going on. This isn't fully lit right now. Yeah, I don't have like the preview render going on right now. But so the funny thing about this rig is one of his eyes is busted now from like, I don't know why, just this version of Maya, like, hey, an eye busted after a while. This is the run I did in 1 hour. I had 1 hour and I never got to finish it because I was streaming live while doing it. So 1 hour while streaming live, this really crappy run that I'm going to have. Maybe I'll work on a little bit more right now. I called it a lecture preview, so might as well lecture preview. But yeah, TF2. So that game, the way they designed it was timeless. That game came out a really long time ago. I mean, it's showing its age now, but it's been out for 16 years or 15 years or whatever. So show me any other game made 15 years ago that still looks okay. Not many. So they just, the way they designed that, it was an art decision, an art director decision. Whoever is the art director, I'm going to look that up at some point, was a genius because they chose an art direction there where they didn't have to pour at that time, everyone was like, graphics, let's just do lots of textures and stuff and blow out everything like a movie. And here comes Valve with Team Fortress 2 that they've been working on for a long time. I thought it was like 5 years at that point. They had kept teasing it, and it just looked like kind of like a Pixar movie, but not for kids as much. And so that game just lasted a long time. It looked good for a very long time, and people still play it because it's a very fun game, and it doesn't even look that bad now, even though it was made so long ago. Yeah, let's kind of go through. This is my preview. Welcome to the lecture preview, everyone. If you want to sign up, it's not very far back in the chat, so my chat kind of here on LinkedIn isn't really working too well, is it? Yeah, whatever. It's working on my computer. That's all that matters. So yeah, this is my chat. This is my lecture preview. I'm going to be doing a lecture at the end of the month, the 29th, January 29th. You can watch it live, or you can view it via recording afterwards, which many people have found they want to do. So even if you can't make it and you're like on the fence, I would suggest signing up. It's not free, but it's $10. I have my lecture set at $10, just because it's, a lot of people decided that they weren't going to be able to make it. So I was like, all right, I can't charge a large amount if you're just going to be watching a video. It doesn't make any sense. So I upped the amount of slots that I'm allowing for the lecture, just knowing that a lot of people aren't going to be there, and there's a select few that are going to be there. So that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping not everyone shows up, actually, because then that would be kind of crazy. But yeah, it's in my Discord server that I posted. Let me post a link. Actually, I have a link. The link's up a little bit if you scroll. Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, the link's up, not very far up on Calendly. I linked it in the chat here. So yeah, and this is my really crappy animation that I made while I was live streaming last year. So I'm gonna just go through and like make it a little better, just to. Yeah, it's so right now my job, this is my first job I have right now where I'm not working on characters every day. The very first one in the industry. So I'm doing VFX stuff right now. So I'm kind of like, man, like I need to get back into characters. So this will be my way to do that, I guess. So let's say I've spent whatever time on this animation a little bit. I'm like, there's something off about this. He's a little bit jerky, and like he's just kind of stopping when he gets to the end a little bit, and then like in midair, and it looks kind of weird. Let's figure out how to fix that. So right now it looks like it's when the loop starts over, those those tangents are not quite right. This is a very common problem. So this is actually good that I'm going through this right now so people can see like, hey, I can help you. Let's go to the graph editor. And if you don't open the graph editor when you animate, you need to start opening the graph editor when you animate, because that's the #1 problem I see is that people don't want to open the graph editor because it's very scary, and it can't be. It can't be. If you want to be a professional animator, you just have to learn it. There's no way around it. You're never going to get away from it. So open that graph editor. Oh, God. All right. I'm trying to do this with a smaller window than usual because I would need to see the chat at the same time that I'm doing this. Is anyone, I don't know if the chat is still working or not. It's hard to tell on my end. Can someone post something in the chat? In any chat. All right. Well, all right. So let's go through how we can fix this weirdness where he's kind of floating. And I'm just kind of scanning right now. I see one of the problems. So we're not going to select all the curves. When you're in the graph editor, selecting all the curves is pointless. All the controls and everything, because it's too much. Hey, James, thanks for posting. I was worried that my chat feed was busted. So it's not. Great, thank you. It's only busted on my mobile, on my phone, but it's not busted on my computer, which is perfect. That's so weird that it's busted. I don't want to restart it at this point because I'm live and I don't want to have to be dealing with tech issues at this point. So like, you see that he kind of stops and goes. So what I'm doing, I'm checking these curves. I'm running out of space here. Let's get rid of the outliner, I guess. I'm just going to minimize it in case I need it. Oops. Tool setting. No, I don't want you tool settings. And, oh yeah, I forgot. Maya made a way to collapse that. Sorry, it's... I'm stupid. It's okay. Yeah, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. I don't need it for right now. I'm just going to leave this bad boy in the corner. And all right, so we're looking at the curves. I'm saying, okay, my animation, when it loops over, he's kind of hitching. He's not flowing. It's not seamless. Yes, Jax, animation. So I'm doing a preview of my lecture that's going to be happening at the end of the month. This is a very janky, ghetto, on-the-fly version that's going to be a lot worse because I haven't scripted it or practiced, and all my equipment is old. So I'm upgrading everything. I'm going to have more of a script. I'm going to be going into how to rig for games, how to animate, and then, yeah, I have 2 monitors and a phone right now, so I guess I technically have 3 screens. Yeah, so I'm going to I'm going to have a rig set up, an animation set up. I'm going to kind of polish it, show you how I polish animations. Then I'm going to take that into Unity with an animation state machine and add to that state machine and kind of show you how that works. And the same thing with Unreal. I'm going to go into Unreal, the state machine, show you how that works. Just a whole pipeline, character from nothing to working in a game. Like it's going to be like a 2-hour process, and the sign up is in the link. There's a Calendly link above in the chat if you want to sign up. I also do one-on-ones if you want to get portfolio reviews, just to sit down one-on-one chat like about your career and like where you should go, what you should do, schools, education, where you should apply, what tools you should know, things you should know, all that fun stuff. And I do focus on the game industry since it's where I am. I know a little bit about film and stuff like that too, if you're cool with asking me that stuff. I'm no stranger to that. So I'm going to, now that I see this problem, so this rotate X, translate X here, as you can see, so reading the graph is very important, especially the beginning and end of your graph, like this is making a loop. So you can see right now, this is supposed to keep flowing. It's supposed to keep flowing to the arc at the top, and it doesn't. It goes flat because I use auto tangents, which are cool. They work really well, but they just don't work at the beginning and end because they have no other key points to go off of. Like this key point at the end here doesn't know what to point towards because there's nothing there. So that's some Wheeze the animators. go in and fix it. And I select both these tangents at the same time with a shift select, and I go boom, and they're both aligned perfectly because I already selected them both at the same time. Let's see what that did. Did that fix anything? If you look at the hips, they look a little better now. Not perfect yet, because we still have to fix the whole freaking pose. I just kind of do a spot check. I got some weird curves in here that I could fix. This is why this animation isn't perfect right now, because there's stuff I spent less than an hour, about an hour on it while I was streaming, so whatever. And so that's the hips. The hips don't look too bad. Ooh, don't do that. Don't do that, Maya. I'll do the feet next. I kind of my workflow is you'll see right here. Like I break it down. I focus on one camera angle, one part, one axis, one everything at a time, and I just go through, break it down until everything looks nice. And so I focus on the bottom first because that's contacting the ground. Which, the feet contact the ground, which affects the hips, and then the hips affect the spine affects the shoulders and elbows, hands, fingers, head, whatever. The head and fingers are the last things I do, because if I keep tweaking the feet, I keep tweaking the hips, I keep tweaking the spine, I have to keep redoing the head, redoing the fingers, redoing it. So I don't even like people, when I show them my animations, they're just like, the straight hands, because like, why am I wasting my time on fingers if I haven't finished the animation yet? Fingers are heavily dependent on how the wrist is moving. The wrist is it's dependency. So we're gonna look at this guy. Man, I forget how much I love animating characters. If you didn't hear before, I've animated characters for a decade, but right now I am doing VFX for my job. So I am doing something a little bit different. The foot actually looks pretty good. It looks like I already spot checked the feet. Let's see. Yeah, I guess if you cover the top half of the body, I want you to right now cover the top half of the body on your screen. I'm just kidding. Yeah, so I literally do that. Like I take my hand, I put it on the screen, and I'll cover half the body so I can see if the bottom half is working right. It looks like the bottom half is working right now that I fixed the hips. The top half is garbage. So I am going to fix this garbage. And I'll try not to polish it too much, because then I will be not have anything to polish for my actual lecture. If anyone wants to sign up for the lecture, please do. I haven't seen that anybody's signed up while I'm live streaming, but it would be nice. But no pressure. It doesn't matter. It's all good. Everyone's all good. So the arm here. So is this arm doing all right? This arm actually isn't bad. So it's the arm. What is the problem? What is the problem? This is all animation is. Just what is the problem? So I think it's just like the arm just does this weird thing. It's not right at the loop, but it's right after. It's like going down, and then it's kind of staying flat, and then going the rest of the way. Like I just don't like this curve. I don't like it. It's scaring me. The rotate. There might be some like weird gimbal stuff going on too. Honestly, I mean, it's an old rig, so that's probably it. Honestly. So yeah, I think maybe it should just start moving forward a little bit sooner. I mean, that's it. Like it's going to be so subtle. I select both of these at the same time, and I move them down. Oh, rotate X is different on this rig. That's funny. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding, everyone. Maybe it's the rotate Y. I should have checked the axis that I was working in first. All right. So I'm going to take the tangents here. I'm going to take this guy. No, I'm not going to do that. Actually, I'm doing the tangents. We're doing the tangents. We're doing this. Shift, select the tangent. And I apologize if I'm a little rusty. These keys, I keep selecting the wrong. Maya. Keep selecting the wrong crap because it's been like a couple months since I've been in Maya. But I assure you, I know what I'm doing. It's just like riding a bike. Yeah, so I think that looks better. It's like the arm is just starting to move back again as the loop happens. I'm just focusing on the arm I have selected right now. See? You see a little bit. Like it does look like it kind of gets stuck there, though. I don't like that. For like one frame too many. Every frame counts. Every single frame. So it's one frame too many that it's doing this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of scoot this out here like this. So it really, it's too much. It's too much. I hope you're all enjoying this. There we go. That's what we need. We didn't need to move the arm out further. It's already far. What am I doing? This is what happens when you're doing stuff live. So when I'm moving these keys, I'm making sure to move both of them at the same time so I don't have to keep refixing my loop. But no worries. If you you're just focused on the end frame. Sometimes I'll just focus on this end frame and not care about the beginning one at all. And then I'll update the beginning frame after I get it right, after I like the way it ends. But then you kind of go back into this like weird, hey, now it's hitting a wall though. I don't like it. Some gimbals going on here. Stop it, stop it. See, this curve is just too steep for this. So it's part of my problem here. We got some weird crunchiness on this that I just don't like. Let me check. So I'm going to do some just keying now because it's not working exactly how I want it to. Let me see. I have auto key on. I have auto key on. Yes, always have auto key on when you're animating Maya because, like, yeah, just have it on. So I was only worried about the side view, but I see that, you know, he's going a little weird here. But like I said, there's gimbal. So because there's some weird gimbal stuff going on, gimbal is just kind of when, what is gimbal? It's kind of when like your axes are lining up over each other to the computer, in the computer's mind, like you have all these variables are moving and it's losing an axis because the values are just at the so far when you have like 180 once you go 180 degrees, you've flipped an axis at that point and things just kind of get haywire. So it looks like there's just some weird gimbal stuff with the FK on this rig. FK is forward kinematics. It just means that this, you know, the shoulders driving the elbow, driving the wrist, driving the fingers. That's FK. It's forward. If it's IK, it's when you have the control on the wrist that you're just like moving and the elbows moving based on where you're moving the wrist. I'm not a fan of IK unless your character is planting their hand on something, you really need to get out of IK. Like if your arm is just moving freely in the air, it just never works with IK. It just doesn't. It spends so much time fixing it. It's just, if you love yourself, just don't do it. Yeah, it looks like we're going good. Anyone have any questions for me? And I'm trying the best I can to polish this right now, but this gimbal is just, oh my god, this is terrible. Might not use this rig, honestly, for a lot. Yeah, I'll get it. You know, I should show how to use when a rig gets bad. You know, like what you can't blame it on the rig. I've seen that before. Like it's never an excuse when an animator says, like, oh, it was a crappy rig. Like, instant not get hired. So don't ever say that. If someone says like, oh, why isn't your animation this, blah blah blah, don't be like, oh, it was a bad rig. It's just not. See, oh, the arm's moving much better now. Yeah, it just requires a little bit of elbow grease. Haha, pun intended. But you know, as you can see, like there's just some weird stuff going on. I think it's the rest of the body I kind of don't like. I'm just gonna kind of start just keying this stuff because it looks like I'm not gonna be able to fix everything I want to just with, you know, the graph editor at this point. Because like, look at that pop. I just don't like. There's something about it. Like he's just popping straight up. When you're running, you go forward. So that bothers me a lot. So yeah, let's move that back actually. What am I doing? So yeah, if you're really running, like you're going forward, like you're jumping, lunging forward. And, you know, even though this is a game animation where it's in place, you still want to put a little bit of that lunge in the animation when they're jumping. You just can't put too much because then they'll get outside of the capsule, and that isn't good either. You know, then you have collision issues and all that fun junk. And another issue I always see, people are afraid to make legs straight when they do locomotion. People's legs straighten when they're walking, when they're running, they straighten. You cannot make a run or walk without, when the character is standing and their leg is just like both legs are bent, it just feels so uncomfortable. So we're gonna see if we can make that not so straight though, because it's a little too straight. Just like a little bit. There you go. So I don't get that pop, just a tiny bit not straight. There you go. All right. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Does anyone have any questions for me as I do this? And yeah, I linked to the Discord as well. If there's anyone that's interested in the Discord, let's see if anyone showed up there so far. Nah, that's all right. Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to go there. I hope everyone's having fun. I'm having fun trying to get into this again, just to like animation layers. Ooh, that's a can of worms. So I don't like this. I really don't like the way he pops up like this. Is just why did I do this before? I really don't. I hate it. Because he's like going back and then he just needs another frame to like not be popping forward. So there we go. So he stays down for a couple frames at least, and then pops up on his run. It was just really bothering me that he was going down, and immediately on the next frame, like he was going forward again already. It was like no spring. There was no weight, no spring to it. Yeah, it's feeling much better. Still got some issues here. Feels like he holds just like a frame too long. And then he's like, yeah, on that one. All right, I got it. It's a timing change I think I need to do. Oh man, I have all these keys selected here. Let's see if I can just do it by moving here. So I'm going to cut off a frame. See if it gets me where I want. Oh, the loop might actually be in the wrong spot. That might be my trouble too. My keyframes were, oops, I set a key on the geometry. No, I don't know if I have a selection set on this for all my controls. That is a good thing to know. I'm really glad I did this, so I'm not fixing these things live. I don't have any selection set for all the like controls, but I can make it so I don't select geometry. Let's make it so I don't select geometry. No geometry, no bones, only controls. Yes. Yas. All right. And you'll see that I am also very weird and quirky, and I hope you think that's fun. I have 3 kids. I've been working in the game industry for a while. Oh, George asks, hey, George, hey. Yes, how often do I use animation layers? I kind of skipped over it because I was busy on this, but I will answer that. Animation layers, oh man. I used to use them. 6 months into one of like a project, like 4 years ago, all my animation layers like broke. So after that, I just didn't use them. So I guess the answer is your question. If you're using mocap, you have to do animation layers. Like you just have no choice. But I would do Motion Builder if you're going to do mocap. Like you can do it in Maya. Maya has the option to do it. It's able to do it. I think Maya is becoming less and less useful as the years go on, unfortunately, for Autodesk. Unless Autodesk wants to save it, they're going to have to revamp it. Blender has kind of taken over the modeling side of things. If you're not, you should be using Blender. Like if you're going to model, like just use Blender. It's free. It's free. You don't have to be treated like some kind of criminal if you can't afford hundreds of dollars for software. And it's improving, and it's less buggy than anything Autodesk makes. So, and there's been companies that have poured millions and millions of dollars into Blender now within the last year. That's just within the last year. So Blender is going to be getting really, really, really good, really fast, and I don't think Autodesk can keep up. So that's just my thoughts on it. Though Maya is still good at hand key rigging, animation, and just really good rigging is still Maya's thing. Like it's still really good for that. But yeah, to answer animation layers, like I don't use them that much because I'm constantly retiming and changing things. And I guess I could use animation layers, but that one time they broke, it just like wasn't worth any of the time saved in the end. So if they're gonna, and I hear like they break all the time, so it's like, I'd rather not have them break. I'd rather just spend a little bit more time animating than have something completely go haywire in the middle of a production. It was fine. Like it wasn't that big of a deal when it happened. It was just kind of like, okay, why did I use these? I use these to save time. Yeah, I hope that answers your question. So yeah, animation layers can be useful, but they can also be bad too. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out why this stride right here feels faster than this one, and it has to do with where this loop's at. Although I think I actually almost fixed it with that last change I had. I'm looking at the hips. Yeah, I think it's in the arms now. So, oh yeah, let's do the cover. So I'm covering the top half of the body. Bottom looks great. He's running. Boom, 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 boom. Looks even. Top half of the body, little janky, busted. So our bottom half set. We don't even have to touch that really. These arms just giving me fits, especially this one. This guy. I'm going to fix this one. And the elbows right now are purposely, I have not touched them really because I haven't figured out the rest of the motion yet. There's no point in working on the elbow, the wrist, the fingers if you haven't figured out the spine and the way the spine is moving. It's really pointless to polish anything else. I'm just going to put it like if you haven't figured out the spine, if it's just kind of moving weird, like no matter what polish you do to anything else on the entire character, it's always going to look off and wrong. So it's just pointless to touch anything else. I'm going to look at these curves. It looks like I can find so there's some weird curves going on here with this. Oh yeah, we had the gimbal though. That's why I hate this rig. I wish I made this rig. The gimbal's making some weird curves, so you can't really get a good read because this curve's going up and down and up and down, and it's like, okay, like what does that mean? When that happens, you just do have to kind of like key at every frame, unfortunately. So what's happening is this arm is going. Okay, so it's going too fast down here. So I'm gonna like keep it up in the air a little bit longer before it goes. It does a little gimbly thing there where it goes really fast for no reason. So we're just gonna like tame it. We're taming the curves. We're saying, screw you, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. We're gonna make this right. And I haven't even looked at the other, like you can see, like I said again, like I'm not even worried about the front view really. Right now, I'll just do it a little bit because I saw his arm going into his body. But like I work on one view at a time. Like it's one view at a time, one part at a time. You break it down. If you break it down like that, it's actually really easy. I say that because I know people are working really hard and they're some people. It's hard when you're first starting out. It just is. But like once you get it, you really get it, and it gets fun. It's not fun for a little bit at first, unfortunately. Okay, I think I got it. And this isn't going to be an amazing animation just because I haven't put time into it. Like, animations take whole days. Like I spent 1 hour on this, and then whatever this stream has been an hour now. So like, okay, this run here, 2 hours of time so far. While I'm live streaming, if I did 2 hours silent by myself, I probably could have finished it. I can't really multitask very well, so. Yeah, asking me to create a whole full thing while live streaming is just too much. How's everyone doing out there? Any questions for me? And I'm going to say it again because it's been a little bit. I do have a lecture at the end of the month. It's in the comments. I don't think enough comments have gone by where it's that far. You just scroll up a little bit. There's my Discord server, and then there's the Calendly link to sign up for my lectures that I got going, making, animation rigging for games, going into game engines, getting it all working. And then I have a game breaking into the game industry lecture that's next month that I didn't even talk about or mention at all yet because this has been a totally unscripted thing that I've just decided to do. So if you want to sign up for that, great. If not, awesome too. I'm still here for you. You can join the Discord, and there's plenty of people there too that love helping. So yeah. And then I'm going to work on this spine because it's really bothering me. Is it the spine? What's bothering me? So yeah. It's the hips. It's the hips. So you just like I zone. It looks like I'm zoning, but I'm like studying the exact frame that's having a fit that's giving me problems. And it looks like so that what's happening is the hips are hanging here longer, and then they just kind of go quick there. So he's doing like a hobble run right now. So he should already be moving down. So here, he should be popping up a little bit earlier and coming down already here, I think. So let's go to translate Y, kind of work on that. Translate Z. He doesn't move back in Z fast enough. I feel like he should already be moving back in Z as he gets here, pretty much. Oops, let's move both of those at the same time. And boop, boop. Hope everyone's having fun. Whoops. I keep forgetting. I have to keep holding shift. Go. There we go. So, and then I'm going to move this. So what I was doing there, for people that haven't seen yet, I'm just making sure the tangents at the beginning and end of the animation kind of line up and work. So I'm only focusing on the hips right now, what they're doing. So I think the hips are just going too far down here. It's just too far for a run. Like when you're running really fast, your hips actually aren't moving up and down as much. When you jog, they're really going up and down. But when you're like sprinting, your hips are actually kind of maintaining. Like they're not really going up and down a whole lot. They are, but not like as much as you think. Let's see if that kind of helps. Actually, I didn't want to do that. I took out my hold key. What am I doing? So you can see right here, like the hips aren't going down nearly as much for this part of the run as they are for this part. So that's why I'm getting this like hobbled look. It's investigation. I'm investigating the curves. And each rig is different. So, we wouldn't have a job if each rig was the same. So, that is what that is. He needs to go back a little bit slower. Like he goes back in space too fast. Then he goes forward in space too fast on this part. So it's just kind of like getting a nice... Hey, here we go. The hips are fixed. Ha! See? He's not like hanging in the air anymore. Granted, this animation still needs polish, but it's getting there. It's getting there. More than I thought I was going to be able to do during live stream. Let's see the front view. Yeah. So yeah, when you're working in games, you got to make sure all the views work. Yeah, it looks like because of my experience, like I've already kind of like was paying attention to other views a little bit except for that's arms going through his bag, so that's not good. But yeah, there we go. Does anyone have any questions for me before I want to make sure if I'm going to sign off that everybody has their questions answered. It's good to see everybody. Yeah, this was like just a tiny preview. When I do this again at the end of the month and next month, like I said, it's going to be a little bit more scripted. Not scripted, but like I'm going to have a little bit more idea what I'm going to do. I'm not going to look so disheveled. I'm going to, I'm going to have things a little bit more together. But yeah, I'm glad everyone liked this. Oh, looks like a little bit more people came while I was trying to stop. Hey, everybody. So yeah, this was a preview of my lecture that I'm going to do. You can sign up. Oh, there's new people here that probably don't see the link that I put. So I'm going to put a link in again. Actually, I'll do the Discord first since that's the harder one to get. And since I just did that, paste. Okay, hold on. I gotta create it again. Save. Oh, cancel that. I don't even know if I did the right invite. Hold on. Yeah. Invite. Never save. Copy. Okay. Sorry, on LinkedIn, I'm posting the Discord. For people that are just coming in here and haven't seen the chat already, new comments. Cool. And then I'm going to post the Calendly link again. Copy. And thank you guys for just checking out my stream, even though I'm not really doing it's just kind of like a dry run of things and making sure I'm like, everything's working. I've already seen a few things I need to fix for my stream, so that's great. And do I need to do the Calendly link? Calendly. There we go. Cool. Yeah, so anyone that's interested in signing up for the lectures, one's happening at the end of this month for rigging and animation for games. I work in the game industry. I think I can help you. I hope I can. Yeah, I can. Sorry, I can. And I've done hiring in the game industry. I've worked around designers, programmers, artists, other animators my entire career. Been right in the middle. And I kind of know what most companies are looking for. So I'm going to go through how to break into the game industry and like on the production side, on the not so production side, on like HR and all that stuff. I don't know. I don't know on that side, but I'm going to talk about actually making games. Yeah. So I guess that's pretty much it. If no one else has any questions or anything, this is great. This was a great little test, and I'm glad you guys showed up. Let's see if anyone's saying anything. Cool, guys. Yeah, so I'm going to sign off. Thank you all for just looking at this short thing, preview. I'm sorry, I didn't really have anything planned. This was just for me to get stuff set up. So thank you so much. See you guys. Cool.